Yeah. Which is this is actually what I'm on. I was just previewing the upcoming, like the stuff that would show up later on. I completed this like a year ago, but they recently updated it, so now I have to do it again. But there is some new stuff in here, so that's kind of nice. Yeah. So out of all the things from the old Unity Essentials, the only project that's the same, that looks identical, is the Audio Essentials part. But everything else looks new. Like it's still teaching the same stuff, but they like updated the projects and made them more interesting and stuff. And they took out a lot of fluff too. Bringing a kitchen scene to life with audio, putting some background music, a boiling pot of water, even some birds chirping outside. I'm pretty sure when I did this assignment, so they're gonna teach you how to put like audio sources onto objects, and then they ask you to go find your own audio. And then
Corrupt Converter says at Ellie_B314 I
after
solved the labyrinth problem.
Yeah, so like think of what I did for this. They give you like an empty scene to play with, and then you're supposed to put like sounds onto stuff that like get louder, you know, as you like approach the objects. And I'm pretty sure I found like a bunch of like the sound of like someone walking around in heavy armor. You know, I put it like right outside the door, and it was kind of just crazy. And horses and stuff, and for like no reason. Oh, I'm putting some background music, one pot of water, birds chirping. Yeah, I'm probably not going to do this. No, I'm not going to do it again. But I will go through the tutorial and see if anything's new. Oh, I didn't mean to pin.
Ellie_B314 says I'm working on it RN.
Stupid. You can do it, Ellie.
Corrupt Converter says nice pin.
You can do it, Ellie.
In this shorter audio section, you'll learn the fundamentals of implementing audio within your scenes. Well-designed audio can completely transform your user experience. It can set the mood, and even allow someone to fully immerse themselves in a scene.
Oh, that's cool.
In these tutorials, your goal is to bring a kitchen scene to life with sound. First, you'll add a boiling pot to the stove, then you'll give it realistic spatial audio, making it seem like the sound is really coming from that point in 3D space. You'll set the mood with some background music, learning how to work with 2D audio. Finally, you'll add an extra layer of immersion with the sounds of birds chirping outside. Soon, you'll have a solid grasp of adding and mixing different types of audio to create rich, immersive soundscapes in Unity. So, let's dive in and make some noise.
Brennan94 says I spent some time learning Unreal Engine 5
Oh,
as well,
nice! I want to
but
know
I
that
quickly
eventually.
realized I can't make a solo game in it because 3D art is way beyond my capabilities.
Yeah, it's a whole another rabbit hole to jump down. But it's something I would like to eventually learn. I want to learn about the whole pipeline. Art, animation, the coding, especially the coding. The coding part's really fun. That seems the most fun, but even music, like learning how to compose music and stuff. Like it's so impressive. It's rare, but it's so impressive when you when developers are able to do every aspect of their own game, even if it is rare. Like who did this? Like I know I only can think of two. It was oh my god, I can't think of the name. I can't. What's that one? Brain not working. There was I can't think of it. Wait, I feel like I'm gonna get hated on because I can't remember the name. Sorry, but what's the name of that game? The one, you know, the one that had the What's the name of the game? The one that had the skeleton guy, like
Unreal,
Sans or whatever.
I'll stick to coding, haha.
Because they
Unity
named the
2D
characters after
animations are
different
not
fonts.
too difficult to learn,
Some
though.
of them. I see. Not sure? Oh, it's the one that's like... That's like...
Each Teolingo says not sure.
I can't think of it. Oh my god, I don't know, I can't think of it. I mean, I never actually played it, but still, it's just... You know that... What is it called? I don't know why, my mind's just drawing... It's like a completely blank. It's like completely blank. But didn't the creator release like a sequel to their game or something, and they called it like Deltarune or something? What was it called though? The original, the actual like game. The claim to fame. Oh, I think it was like Undertale or something. That's what it's called. But then the other one was Stardew Valley. So both those games, everything was created by one person, and that's pretty cool. But they're also 2D, so yeah, there's that. Oh.
Peach Teolingo says, oh, I thought Undertale was a webcomic.
Tone, background music, and realism sound effects, spatial audio.
Ellie_B314 says the music in Undertale was created by a separate person.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought it was by one person. I didn't know. It's still really cool. Or was it composed by the same person, but then someone else like produced it for them? I don't know. Kitchen scene, enter play mode. In this step, just explore the silent kitchen scene. The scene's already set up with a script attached to the main camera that will work in play mode. The script allows the user
Ellie_B314 says at Peach Teolingo, no, you're thinking of Homestuck, I think. The guy who made Undertale was living in the basement of the author of Homestuck while he was making the game.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Peach Teolingo says, oh yeah, that's it.
Look at you guys knowing things. Old memories.
Peach Teolingo says old
The
memories.
script allows the user environment to sound scene from a first-person perspective. By default, the main camera will have an audio listener component on it, which acts like the player's ears. Oh yeah. When the audio listener component is far away from a sound, it should be quieter. When the audio listener component is closer to a sound, it should be louder. With this component, the camera acts both as the player's eyes and ears in the scene. In fact, Unity does not even allow you to have more than one active audio listener component in a scene. With multiple sets of ears in different locations, at what volume would you play a sound? I mean, why not, though? Why can't you have 500 ears? What's wrong with that? What if your character has multiple ears? And that's the point. Just like... Touch the window in the Nintendo Scenes folder. Locate and open the 3 kitchen audio scene. Use fly-through mode or the frame orbit zoom technique to give yourself a good view of the interior of the kitchen. Enter play mode to preview the silent kitchen scene. Use keys to move forward, backward, turn left and right. Click up and down, use your mouse. If you're using your mouse to click up and down, the cursor moves off to the edge of your screen during play mode. Don't worry, that's expected. Once you feel comfortable navigating with this pre-built player controller script, explore the silent kitchen scene using play mode, and the hierarchy windows of the main camera game object and locate its audio listener component. Nice. Add a pot to the stove. Now you add a pot to the stove in the kitchen. The pot comes equipped with a particle system for the steam and for the boiling water. The project will navigate from Essentials Prefab's kitchen. Click and drag the boiling pot prefab onto the stove in the scene view. Notice the distinctive icons that cover the pot. These represent the particle systems for the steam and bubbles. Ooh. Frame an orbit around the pot in the scene view to get a close look at it, and to center it carefully with one of the burners. If you want, enter play mode and approach the pot to see the boiling water and steam in action. I think when I did this a year ago, I was like very entertained by the boiling pot and the steam coming off of it. Ooh. Wait, there was icons, and then the icons are gone. Where did they go?
Civitatum says sayonara.
Oh my god, I
Alpine
can't stop
time
doing
for
that.
Void Linux.
Keep pinning. Void Linux. Oh.
Civitatum says void is weird, it doesn't let me erase what's typed in the terminal.
Add a boiling sound. Now it's time to add an audio source component, which will simulate the sound of boiling water. And Unity and audio source component access the origin of sound in your virtual environment. Hard pot. Add component. Enter audio source.
Ellie_B314 says that isn't void's fault.
New audio source component. Locate the audio clip property. This is where you specify the actual sound file you want to play. Unity allows only one clip per audio source. Use the object picker for the audio clip property to browse all available audio clips in your project and select the bubbling water audio clip from the list provided.
Civitatum says the terminal is the same. I always use Sturm, it works normally.
Enter play mode to test the new audio. Sound should play, but it will maintain the same volume regardless of the camera's position relative to the source, which sounds unnatural. We'll fix that next.
Civitatum says, but it is strange, I'm not sure why.
Boiling pot.
Ellie_B314 says I would wager there is a problem with the terminal emulator or shell. If you're using the same terminal emulator, and the same shell, with the same versions, I can't see any reason why using it on Void or Arch or Ubuntu would matter.
In real life, sounds change in volume each year based on your distance and direction relative to the sound source. By default, audio in Unity is 2D audio, which means that it stays the same regardless of the listener's position or orientation on the game world. 3D audio, on the other hand, is spatialized. Sound changes based on the listener's position, orientation relative to the audio source, mimicking how sounds behave in the real world. Let's make a 3D experience. Boiling pot. Audio source component. Locate the spatial blend property. Drag the slider from 0 for 2D to 1 for 3D. Enter play mode again to test your new 3D spatial audio effect. Move closer and farther away. Be sure to experience the stereo effect by rotating your view left and right relative to the boiling pot. Oh, I kind of wonder, who was it? Renadon. Yeah. Was it, how does it feel using Unreal Engine 5 compared to Unity? Does it feel like pretty much at home, or just like a little different, or just like massively different and really like difficult to get used to? Just wondering what I could expect if I ever get to use Unreal. And I'm also just scared that my computer wouldn't even be able to run it. Because even Unity sometimes doesn't run very nice, I think. Massively different, okay. But video game, okay.
Ray_VLR
Oh,
says
you've used
massively
both,
different,
Ray?
but video
Ray
game
here?
dev concept stays the same.
I see. That's cool. So you've made projects in both? Which one, in your opinion, or maybe it just depends, but if it depends, then you can always just say it depends, but which one in general has a faster workflow to reach like the end result of the game? Nice. Add background music. Oh my god, one of my biggest pet peeves in games, I really, really hate it when games don't let you turn off the music. But most games do, so it's not an issue. But it's just so... This is such a huge pet peeve of mine. Okay.
Ray_VLR says I use Unity only mainly, but I watch a lot of Unreal vids,
cool.
almost daily, so I have
Oh
a
my
pretty
God,
good understanding.
nice.
I study
Game
game
dev
dev
at
at
uni?
uni, only studied Unity so far, and will be
Okay, good, I
studying
see.
Unreal this
You're
upcoming year.
preparing.
That's why I'm watching vids regularly.
Oh my god! Damn it! I wish I was more advanced in Unity, so I'd be able to like not ask like stupid questions about Unity. But dang. Well, hopefully I still know you later on once I've learned more about Unity. But I am blessed by your presence. Then that's so cool. Do you have any good set of like, if you could give like one tip for like where you think like a beginner gets stuck when they're like learning how to work with Unity, like, you know, like avoiding one major pitfall, what would you say? You add background music will set the emotional tone of your scene. The track you select can completely alter the ambience of the scene, whether it's a calm classical piece, something more upbeat, or even something a little spooky. Spooky. The boiling pot is meant to mimic real-world 3D sound coming from the environment. Background music, on the other hand, isn't produced by anything in the environment and is purely used to enhance the overall atmosphere of the scene.
Brennan94 says Unreal Engine 5 and Unity is quite similar in concept.
Prefab.
For example, in Unity you would use a prefab for reusable game objects, and in Unreal you would create an actor blueprint. There are a lot of similarities that just have different words with the same meaning behind, but the language syntax is very different though.
Okay, got you. Because C++. Is that why? Because C++? Different words, same meaning. One thing I wonder, actually, for me personally, my biggest concern about Unreal... okay. Yeah. My biggest concern about Unreal is that the...
Brennan94 says yeah, Unreal Engine is C.
That the performance of the editor is going to be like completely different to Unity. Have you noticed, like, when you use Unreal, is there like a huge jump in performance? Is it actually like massive? Does it actually take massively more resources to work with Unreal than it does with Unity? That's the thing that I'm most scared about, because I'll be really sad and disappointed if I try to open Unreal and it's like I can't like do anything because it's so that it won't open, or it's just so laggy. I don't know. Where was I? Oh. Oh, okay.
Underscore
That's cool.
VLR says just develop.
Oh, yay,
Develop
yay,
things.
yay.
Whenever you have an idea, go and attempt to make it, because nothing is impossible to make.
Oh.
And there's always YouTube tutorials for almost anything. And don't
Okay,
underestimate
so
chat.
easy.
I would say I've learned most of what I know thanks to GPTX.
Thank you, Ravier. Thank you. I don't know if you guys have a Discord. You don't have to, but I have a server, and I would love to stay in touch with you guys because you guys are really cool and nice, and I appreciate you. But yeah, just saying. It's heavy. Oh, that's really good, Renadon. I don't really plan on making things that are like so heavy that my own computer can't handle them. So as long as the actual just the base editor runs, like then that's just what I want it to hear. Yay. I was watching a video the other day, so like before I went to sleep, and then I never finished the video because I fell asleep halfway through. Because after I streamed for like 19 hours, I couldn't sleep, so I started watching a video about the new nanite thing in Unreal Engine, and how, well, the video was talking about how it's like a lie, how people were plugging it, like it makes your performance better, but like in reality, like the guys was saying like it's worse, or it's not really that as good as it's supposed to be or something, and it was like a whole like 20 or 30 minute video, and then I fell asleep. Yeah. Boiling pot. Meant to make real world 3D sound from the environment, background music on the hands and produce by anything in the environment. Oh yeah. I did read that. Let's set a mood in the scene with some background music. In the hierarchy window, right click on the empty space, select audio source. Let's create a new game object that only has a transform component. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. And an audio source component. Rename the game object background music for clarity. Project window, browse available music options in the Unity Essentials audio music folder. Essentials audio. You can preview selected music in the preview panel at the bottom of the inspector window. In the background music game object's audio source component, set the audio clip to your desired music, then enable loop. Adjust the audio source's volume property to a more subtle level, like 0.1 to 0.5, to ensure the background music doesn't overpower other sound in the scene. Keep the spatial blend of this audio source component as the default 2D, so that the background music's presence is consistent throughout the scene without positional changes. Enter play mode to test your background music and how it interacts with the sound of the boiling pot. You may want to change the volume. Oh, one thing I wonder, this is so random, but Ravier, have you, like, because you've used Unity a bunch, you've gotten to experience, like, all the things Unity has to offer. What's the most annoying bug to you that you personally encountered that just annoyed you more than any other one, if you had to pick? And you too, ran it down. I don't know, maybe you've used it enough to experience like something that was annoying. Was I? You may want to change the volume of the boiling pot or the music to get the balance just right. Remember to save your scene often with Control S. Yes. Source. Nice. You know what? I'm gonna mute just in case that's copyright. I hate it here. There we go.
Ray_VLR says
Way too long.
no particular bug related to Unity.
VR.
I think most annoying thing that took me way too long, 2 weeks, to get it to work perfectly was in VR inventory system.
Okay. Wait, this might sound like a dumb question, but do you need to actually own a VR headset to develop a VR game? I'm just like curious. Definitely a bit harder when you can't test it.
Ellie_B314
You could just be
says
really good, get it right on the first
when
try.
you can't
Why
test it.
test things? Why test things? Oh, but you definitely should, I see. Oh. Oh, cool. Emulator. But you really should own a headset. Okay.
Ellie_B314 says I'm going to stream my Unity shit in the DCRN. No VC though.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, it's cool that, so I think I said that Ellie had started trying Unity for the first time, but it's so cool because since Ellie is like also like a professional, like a developer, they were able to like pick it up really fast, and within an hour they already had like a working 2D prototype, and then they went on to 3D. It's pretty cool.
Corrupt Converter says I'll be back in VC soon. Probably.
Add random bird sounds outside. To further enrich the soundscape of your kitchen scene, next you'll add the ambient sound birds chirping outside. You'll choose this effect by positioning audio sources outside the kitchen, such as near a window or an adjacent outdoor area, and using a custom script to play bird chirping sounds at random intervals. You know what this is making me think of? I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but like, wouldn't it be so silly? You know how people have lots of stuff, like streamers sometimes use things so that Twitch chat can like interact with them better, like doing stuff on their screen or playing annoying audio sounds. Like imagine someone like installed like speakers all over their house so that like people could actually like play annoying sound and stuff through them, but like in real life, like sounds that would be like right outside their window and right outside their door. Oh my gosh, I don't know, that's what this is making me think of. Random bird sounds. Maybe not birds, but you'll choose effect by positioning audio source outside the kitchen, such as near a window or an adjacent outdoor area, using a custom script to play bird chirping sounds at random intervals. Ooh. This randomness mimics the natural behavior of birds, making the scene more immersive and lifelike. Create a new audio source in your scene and position it where you'd like the sound of a bird to originate, such as outside a window or near an imaginary tree. Rename this audio source something descriptive like bird1. Scripted. Assign the sound effects bird1 sound as the audio clip of the source, and make sure to set the spatial blend to 1 to avoid the bird sound playing immediately as the scene loads. Disable the play on awake property. Select add component, then search for and add a component named play sound at random intervals. Oh wow. This is different. They did change this project a little bit. That wasn't there. There were like bird sounds, but I don't think they talked about like having the bird sounds be random. That's kind of cool. Plays on at random intervals. Oh, so it's a script. We provided this simple script so that you can play an audio clip at random time intervals. If you want, adjust the properties to change the minimum and maximum seconds. Enter play mode to hear the bird chirping at random intervals. Duplicate this audio source for additional birds. Rename each audio source accordingly. Bird 2, bird 3. Position them at different points around the exterior of the kitchen. For each new bird sound source, choose a different bird chirping sound to vary the soundscape.
Brennan94 says I had one bug with my game project where I had this large circle trigger collider around my character which would disable enemies that went out of the circle and try to respawn them within range. But it turned out that when I killed enemies it also triggered the collider, so I got null exceptions since I was trying to spawn enemies that had been removed from the game. Took some time to understand, lol.
Oh my god, I feel like whenever I encounter any small problem, I'm like stuck on it for like forever. If something like that happened, maybe it would take me a month to just begin to understand. Large circle tree clutter. Try to respawn them. Ah. I see. Play mode to appreciate this level of immersion that is added to the scene with this natural sounding ambient audio. Oh, by the way, that's super cool that your university, Ray, has actually has a program that's specifically for game development. Oh, that's so cool. Do you feel like now, since you're in like a formal program and you also learn on your own, do you feel like the university provides a lot of value for specifically for game dev, or do you feel like most of what you've learned on your own, but you know it's still nice to like learn extra stuff?
Ray_VLR says it probably depends on each uni, but in mine, all you take from them is the assignment to make a project / create a game, but then how do you create it? You're on your own, lol. They just monitor and check progress every week, that's it?
Oh my god, okay. They're just like, here, do this. Like, what? Okay. Oh. Maybe that's part of the reason why companies like it when people have degrees, because it's like, that means you're good at problem solving on your own. But someone just, I don't know, you know, like approved you to be able to, certified you that you're good at solving problems on your own. See to mix tutorial. Congratulations on your kitchen scene with immersive audio from the subtle boiling pot on the stove to the serene background music and the lively chirping of birds outside. Each element you've added plays a crucial role in bringing your scene to life. Here are some of the things you learn how to do along the way. Explain the purpose of an audio source. Explain the purpose of an audio listener. Add a source of sound listening with an audio source component. Explain the difference between 2D and 3D spatialized audio. Change 2D audio into 3D sound for realistic spatial effects. Add background music to a 3D scene. Layer different types of audio to create a rich soundscape. Proceed to the next tutorial, which includes optional challenges to further develop your skills, explore new concepts, and improve your project. So one thing they did that I noticed is this project was like a lot bigger in the old version, so they shortened it, which isn't really a bad thing because it was probably like, it was a lot of extra like busy work that they had to do, like just more sounds in different areas of the room. Here they're just like, put it on the pot instead of like, put stuff in the cabinet, put stuff in the sink, put stuff like everywhere. Like, it was kind of unnecessary. So yeah.